I would like to call the December 14th, 2020 City Council meeting to order. First up, we are going to have Councilmember Ingram give us the opening invocation, and then we'll stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody could stand.
Thank you. Dear God, I thank you for allowing us to gather here in this time. I think that you are gracious enough to keep us safe in your arms. God, I ask that you see us through this holiday season and see us into the new year, unharmed, healthy, and safe with our loved ones. God, I thank you for allowing us to be great stewards of this beautiful and great city and state. God, I thank you for our staff, our citizens, and just thank you for everything that you have done for us. God, as we meet for the last time of this year tonight, I ask that you watch over us and keep us under your hand. In your name I pray, amen.
All right, I want to thank everybody for being here. First of all, I would like it to be known that Councilmember Wright and Councilmember Banks Mclaughlin are on Zoom as of right now. And before we go any further, I want to make the first announcement tonight is that Councilmember Waddell is a brand new grandmother, and that is why she is not here today. And she has said she's been up for 48 hours. She has a 8-pound, 20-inch long grandbaby boy named Alexander. So I just wanted to welcome Alexander to the world and wish him lots of health and happiness. So with that being said, we are going to do our presentations first. So if I could get the members of the Kiwanis Club up to the front, please. And Councilmember Dawkins will read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. All right, and the actual proclamation.
I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah, you just need to read that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. For the public's edification, we have new microphones, so sometimes I blare out loud noises, so I'm going to try to learn how to do this properly. All right. This is the proclamation from the Office of the Mayor. Whereas the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville has a rich and storied history in leading the way toward a better community for all of our citizens, and the club upholds the motto of serving the children of the world, and whereas in addition to improving lives, Kiwanis Club members promote the development of community leaders, positive role models, intercultural understanding, cooperation, opportunities for fellowship, personal growth, professional development, and community service. And whereas the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville has created youth programs, currently sponsors 6 key clubs in high schools and 2 builders clubs in middle schools in Fayetteville, as well as the Action Club for adults living with disabilities. Each of these clubs continue the Kiwanis tradition of service projects and community service activities. And whereas the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville has the world's largest Terrific Kids program, which promotes self-esteem by encouraging and then rewarding good behavior, the Kiwanians work closely with teachers who select Terrific Kids twice a month. And whereas member and former Mayor J.O. Talley once served as president of Kiwanis International, and whereas the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville is acting as a partner with the city of Fayetteville to improve the Honeycutt Park located at the Kiwanis Recreation Center, and whereas the service provided by the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville will continue to have a positive impact on our community and citizens, and whereas the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville was chartered as one of 7,700 clubs in 80 countries in 1920 and is celebrating its 100th year. Now, therefore, I, Mitch Colvin, Mayor of the City of Fayetteville, represented by Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Keefe Jensen of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and on behalf of the City Council and more than 208,000 citizens, do hereby honorably proclaim the 1st of December in the year 2020 to honor the Kiwanis Club of Fayetteville. In our city of history, heroes, and hometown feeling, the mayor calls upon all our residents to render support to the members of this organization and make themselves aware of Kiwanis International, whose members this day are providing meaningful service to our homes, schools, and communities. In witness whereof, I hereby set my hand and cause the great seal of the city of Fayetteville to be affixed this first day of December 2020, signed Mitch Colvin, Mayor. And it thrills me for the Mayor Pro Tem to present to her left our President, George Turner, and then behind Mrs. Mayor Pro Tem Jensen is Gary Cooper, International Trustee, one of 15 in the world. Beside him is President Hal Broadfoot, past President Hal Broadfoot, and past President Maurice Wren. And as a Kiwanian for 35 years, I'm going to come join you for the picture. Let me get myself put together here.
Are there any women in Kiwanis?
Yeah, a bunch.
Oh, are there?
2, 3. And good. Got it.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
We need one more.
Huh? Send me down.
I need one more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Would any of you, would you like to speak, sir, and talk a little bit about Kiwanis, or
Well,
1 minute?
I think our esteemed member we call John Boy has done a very good job of explaining it. Kiwanis is a service organization dedicated solely to the children. Everything we do for the last 100 years is for the children, and we're going to continue. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
So before I go to Councilmember Hare to do the next proclamation, I would like to bring up Mr. Ray, his daughter Lauren, and Susie. I'm not going to even say her last name because I always butcher it. But before Councilmember Hare starts, I would like to say personal words to you about your wife. Growing up in Fayetteville, you start out and you go through you go through channels and you go through committees and you go through groups, and there's always women ahead of you that you say their name and you look up to them and you go, wow, I hope I can be like that, or wow, I hope I can dress like her, I hope I can act like her. And Sylvia Ray was one of those women. And I just really want you to know that women like me in our 50s, and she wasn't much older than me, but we looked up to her. You had a great mom and just a great person to look up to, and she helped the road for me a lot easier. So before we get started, y'all are going to have to listen to me. Sylvia Ray started Empowerment for Women in Business. We went through a year this year with COVID, and small businesses were hurting. And if it was not for Sylvia Ray, there is no way Seed would be here in Fayetteville. And we as a council, would not have been able to give out over $250,000 to our small businesses that couldn't get it fast enough. And I think we're at a rate, Susie, that everybody's still in business. Everybody's still in business right now. I think 90% were minority businesses. 96% were minority businesses. And we are reading this proclamation tonight for the woman that made that happen. So, Councilmember Hare, it's all up to you.
Mayor Pro Tem, if I could, I want to do just a little accolade myself. I knew Sylvia Ray for quite a number of years. When we first did, she started Seed. I was a part of the door opening, and I have a picture that I took, and I was looking at the other day because we were supposed to have done this last week. And I never forget that day, because when we did the ribbon cutting, at that time, Congressman McIntyre was in office, and we stood together, and I remember kind of walking through the building and all. So thumbs up. She did a lot of great things for small businesses in Fayetteville, and she deserves this proclamation, which I also will come forward at the end and join you for photos from the City of Fayetteville, Office of the Mayor. Proclamation. Whereas Sylvia Gooding Ray will be remembered by friends and families on this occasion of her passing, and whereas she founded the Center of Economic Empowerment and Development, SEED, in May of 1990. The first women's business center in North Carolina as a nonprofit agency to serve as a reference resource. The center was involved into a regional multi-service resource and advocacy center. And whereas Sylvia was very proud that she graduated as a non-traditional student from Fayetteville State University and served on the university's board of trustees. Whereas she raised over $1 million for supportive housing initiatives and programs in Cumberland County. And whereas she received many special honors and awards presented by Fayetteville Chamber Commerce in 1998, elected to the North Carolina Women's Forum Board of Directors in 1999, Louis G. Gregory Award for Promotion in Humanities in 1999, the Order of the Longleaf Pine in 2005, and Methodist University Business Person of the Year in 2005. Whereas Sylvia participated in groups such as the Junior League, the Women's Giving Circle Network, Fayetteville Once and For All. She was the president of Cumberland County National Organization of Women. She served on the Board of Governors of the Summit House, the Governor's Workforce Preparedness Commission, North Carolina Women's Forum, now known as NC Council for Women, Board of Trustees of Cumberland County Library, Economic Development Commission for the city of Fayetteville, Board of Trustees for Fayetteville State. She was the founding member of North Carolina Women Work, a member of Fayetteville Downtown Alliance and Continual Care Planning Council and Fannie Mae Advisory Board. Whereas Sylvia was a force of possibilities and stabilizing influences on those around her. Now, therefore, I, DJ Hare, speaking for Mayor Colvin of the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and on behalf of council and more than 208,000 citizens, do hereby honorably proclaim this celebration of her life on the 30th of November in the year of 2020, Sylvia Gooding Ray. In witness thereof, I have hereunder unto set my hand and caused the great seal of Fayetteville to be affixed on the 2nd day of December 2020, and that is signed by our mayor, Mitch Colvin. Great, 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 great.
I think DJ's gonna come on. All right, thank you again. Okay, we're going to continue on. We're going to go to Mr. Scott Bullard, that is going to give us an update via Zoom. Got him? Mr. Bullard, I think you might need to move wherever you are. You're playing the banjo. Yes, City Manager.
We can actually ask him to try to call back in. We also have, I think on the screen, Chancellor Valentine, if you wanted to switch those up or not while we get Mr. Bullard back on another connection.
I
If you
think
can call
that's a
back in.
great idea.
Okay.
So, Chancellor Valentine?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't mind, you're up next, and thank you for coming.
Well, thank you so much.
1 second, Scott. If you could, Scott, if you could just stand down for a few minutes, and we're going to go ahead and take care of Chancellor Valentine's presentation about the Meharry Medical College partnership.
Yes, so I have a presentation. Can I share my screen? I think okay, perfect, wonderful. Well, first of all, I just want to say what a pleasure it is to be here to talk to you. And Mayor Pro Tem, thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to share with you a wonderful partnership that Fayetteville State University has established with Meharry Medical College. And we can move to the next slide. This partnership is very important. And you probably know that just 2 years ago, there was a report published by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Service on racial and health disparities. And that report showed that we have a lack of physicians willing to work in low-income communities, and especially rural communities. We also know from the data that there's we also know that there's an underrepresentation of Black physicians and dentists in our region. And we have barriers to health care and challenges with individuals who live in communities near Fayetteville State University and rural communities outside of Fayetteville accessing health care due to reasons of poverty, transportation, and other resources that they certainly need to be able to access those healthcare services. The next slide. Meharry Medical College is one of the oldest historically Black colleges and universities in the United States that provides training for healthcare professionals. They're located in Nashville. They were chartered back in 1915, and it's the first medical school in the South that provided education for African Americans. And presently, they educate about 40% of all physicians who are Black in the United States. And so they have a very prominent, distinguished history in serving our communities. The next slide gets into the Memorandum of Understanding that we signed back on October 23rd, just 2 months ago. And we're very excited that this program will launch in the fall of 2021. And so we're currently receiving applications. And the next slide shows us that this partnership is very unique, and it's a fast track program. So those students who meet the requirements can complete pre-med at Fayetteville State University in 3 years, 3 years of medical school at Meharry, and they would come back to Cumberland County and complete 3 years right here, providing healthcare services for those who need it the most in our communities. Also a pre-dental track for students for those who are interested in dentistry, and a rural training residency program in the southeastern portion of our state. Currently, Meharry has set aside 10 slots for those students from Cumberland County who want to go to medical school, and 5 slots for those who want to go to dental school. And I might add that this is yearly. It's not for the whole life of the program, it's every year. We're looking for qualified students from our community who can enter medical school or dental school. The next slide shows the entry-level requirements. Students must be a high school graduate. They must have an ACT score of 28 or greater. So these certainly are high standards that one would need to be able to go through such a fast track program. And currently, a student can apply to Fayetteville State University to the biology major in particular. The biology major has a pre-med track. And Meharry has requested that the students who are coming into medical school would apply for biology to follow that track of study. The next slide shows us that we are seeking to maximize this opportunity. And for students who are interested, who meet the qualifications, we are preparing to offer a full scholarship. And that full scholarship would include not only the tuition, but also would include room and board for the 3 years that they're enrolled in this pre-med program. And so we certainly, this next slide points out that we're also looking to our community partners to join forces with us as we implement this program. And we can go to the next slide. And so these are the partners: Cape Fear Valley Hospital, Kids Care Pediatrics, the City of Fayetteville. We're looking to partner with the city and, of course, local high schools. And this list of partners will likely increase. So I want to talk a little bit about Kids Care Pediatrics. We had a press release that came out just a couple of days ago featuring a partnership with Fayetteville State University and one of our graduates, Dr. Jane. Dr. Jane is a physician, a pediatrician who completed an MBA program at Fayetteville State University. He has over 37 of these pediatric clinics throughout the state, and he is looking to partner with Fayetteville State University to recruit those individuals between the ages of 16 and 18 to enroll. He is also partnering with local physicians, those who may be interested in being a part of this program. The question is, what's in it for them? That means that they can have an opportunity to work and to collaborate with these future physicians and future dentists who may be part of their practice down the road. Cape Fear Valley, we're looking to them to assist us as a partner in taking on students who may complete their clinical affiliation right here in Cumberland County, right here in our city. And so we're just so excited about the opportunity to share with you tonight. And the next slide, basically, I just want you to know how much I appreciate this opportunity, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much for that great presentation. Do we have any questions? And I'm sorry, I just turned on the lights. Everybody good? Here's your button.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, this is Councilman Wright.
Yes, Councilmember Wright.
I would just like to say how excited I am about this program for medical and dental. It's really historical for our college and our city. And the most thing that's an ongoing program from year to year. My question to the Chancellor is, are there any opportunities for grants or scholarships in this program? And if so, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes. So certainly we are seeking funding opportunities to support this program because the students, as they enter the program at Fayetteville State University, some of our students come in, they don't have the required ACT score of 28 or higher. And so this summer, we'll be launching a program to assist those students get prepared to retake or to take the ACT score test for the very first time. And we will have summer enrichment programs, those who want to go to medical school. And Meharry will actually bring students to their campus. And so we'll be applying for grants and other opportunities for these students to be able to travel to Nashville and to have a summer experience there, and to bring in those local physicians and others who can help us prepare this group of students. Were there any other opportunities that you were thinking of?
No, I just wanted to elaborate a little bit about that, the opportunities for scholarships and things of that nature. And the reason I'm so excited about it, because it's very a historical and unique opportunity for our young people to get into the area of medical field and the dental field, in which I don't know what the percentages of minorities are in those fields, but historically, from my point of view, there has not been a lot when it comes to the numbers overall. So when we can have this opportunity in our own city, at our own local university, I just want to tip my hat to you, Chancellor, for being such a visionary in this area. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And I also want to thank our Board of Trustees who brought this opportunity to our campus. And we have a tremendous board, especially Jonathan Charleston, Chair Stuart Augustine, and others who met with the folks at Meharry and talked about how we can make this happen. So we're very excited for our students. We're very excited that we do believe this will put Fayetteville State University in a map in an even greater way. And so I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. And if you have other suggestions of those who we can partner with and potential resources, we want to make this program one that the students don't have to worry about money, that all their needs are met. All they have to do is study and work hard and get into medical school or dental school. And those who will come back to Cumberland County and make those contributions that we so desperately need. So thank you, Councilman.
Absolutely. I like the part where they're coming back to Cumberland County.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Councilmember Wright. Councilmember Ingram?
Thank you. Good evening, Chancellor Dr. Valentine.
Evening.
This partnership is overwhelmingly exciting as we look at the global pandemic we are in, and we look at opportunities to expand our medical professionals' footprint here in City of Fayetteville and Cumberland County. It is so needed. In 2020, if it hasn't given us opportunities for anything else, it gave us opportunities for true, genuine partnerships. And I'm very glad that Meharry and Fayetteville State took advantage of that. And And I thank you and the board for making this happen for our community. And as we are a partner to you all, if there's anything else that we can do, we would love to continue this partnership. Thank you again, Chancellor Dr. Valentine, for this opportunity. We greatly appreciate it, and Bronco Pride.
Yes, thank you so much. And we look forward to partnering with you. And you can help us by recruiting those students. If you know bright young students out there in the community who have desire to go to medical school, now is the time for them to reach out to us and let us work with them and get them ready. So we look forward to this partnership. And we can't do, we need your support. Every member of the community, we need your help in making this program successful.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have Councilmember Banks Mclaughlin, and then I have a comment. Councilmember Banks Mclaughlin?
Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I just wanted to say thank you to the Chancellor, Dr. Valentine, and the committee. This is really great, especially it's coming to our city. As we experience the COVID, we see that there is a great need for doctors, people in the health field, as well as dental. So it's just great to see those students have an opportunity to attend Fayetteville State University and have the opportunity also to travel and, come from out of this state and travel to Tennessee and come back and bring that opportunity back into the community. So I just wanted to say thank you. And also I had my hand raised before, you guys probably weren't able to see it. I also did want to say and commend the Kiwanis Club as well as Sylvia Ray. Thank you for all that you guys are doing in our community. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate those comments. And, we know that African Americans are sorely underrepresented in all the health professions, especially when it comes to medicine and dentistry. We represent close to 13% of the US population, but yet we represent less than 7%, some cases 5% of all the African Americans who are in those professions. And so we know that in our community, we have more health disparities than any other group. And as you're absolutely right, that COVID-19 has certainly made that very clear. But we have an opportunity to do something about it. We educate our own who will come back, work in our communities, and make a difference. And so I'm just so grateful for this opportunity and to talk to you today.
Dr. Valentine, I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem, if you don't mind, I just have one more question. It just dawned on me. What about the early college?
Yes.
With the young folk, will they be able to have that opportunity?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, our very first 2 students in that program are coming from early college. And so for them, they may be able to get through the program in less than 3 years because they already have 2 years of college under their belt. But it's a great opportunity for them. But we want everyone to know around the city that it's not limited to those students who are on our campus. It's open for any student who would like to have that opportunity.
I wish these opportunities were out when I was in college.
Well, we have other great programs. Feel free to come on back.
Yes, ma'am. Look, I'll be in touch.
So thank you so much, Chancellor Valentine. The one thing that I did want to say is I would like to talk to you offline a little bit to get you with the Fayetteville Cumberland Youth Council, and maybe we can get a presentation done by you to the Fayetteville Cumberland Youth Council. We have a great group of young adults that are in high school that are trying, and one of our biggest things that we try to do is direct them to their future and make it look bright and give them some opportunities that they wouldn't normally have. But thank you again. You are giving lots of opportunity to our youth in Fayetteville and Cumberland County, and that's what we all strive for. So again, thank you for your presentation, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Anytime, I would love to talk to you. And I, again, thank you so much for allowing me to come to be part of this presentation tonight. Thank you again.
Thank you. So, City Manager, do we have Mr. Bullard on the phone? Jennifer, we're good? Okay. So we are going to try again to talk to Mr. Bullard. and give us an update on COVID-19. Before he starts, I will say that I was on a phone call today and with a lot of people in the state, and the one thing that they could say is it is our job to get the word out there. COVID is spreading, and it is spreading fast. The vaccine is on its way. It's here in North Carolina. We're at the end of it, and stay home for the holidays. And if you have to have people come to your house, make sure they get tested. And I had a friend tell me something the other day that made a lot of sense. We're at the end of this. Let's don't blow it. You got 3, maybe 2 more months. We can do this, and let's get the vaccine so we can move on. So with that being said, Mr. Bullard?
Yeah, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Council, and Fayetteville. On this Monday, December the 14th, we are at day 274 of our state of emergency. That's 259 days restricted so far, and this is day 3 of our modified stay-at-home nighttime curfew order with 25 days to go as it presently sits. Total caseload today, 441,365, of which 11,331 of those belong to Cumberland County. The good news at this hour is 365,273 citizens are presumed to be recovered, which is great news. The downside is we have 125 deaths locally here, and that is our share of 5,855 statewide. And our percent positive test right now with the target of 5% is looming right now at 11.4%, which is just 0.2 under the state average. And that's not something we're happy about. And that kind of underscores Mayor Pro Tem's remarks about we're still in the midst of this. The time right now is critical. And if I can do anything about borrowing from the news conference last week, where everyone came together on the courthouse steps, by all means, we've got to get behind the mask. That's the one take-home salient point at this moment that bears repeating. The good news, as Mayor Pro Tem just mentioned, there are 53 medical centers across this state sharing in 85,800 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, and that's a wonderful thing. We're excited about that. We're excited about Moderna possibly getting approved this week, and then that will lead us into some great strides in this process. But we're not over with yet. This is going to be several months on into next year. It'll probably take us all of next year to get everyone vaccine that needs it. And I appreciate the comment about reaching out, because once this educational campaign fires up, we're going to need all hands to participate and urge our citizens to receive this vaccine. I will be subject to any questions you might have and then mute off.
Thank you, Mr. Bullard. We do have, I see, Councilmember Hare.
Chief, how are you tonight?
Good, sir. I hope you are.
Yes, sir. Thank you. If you would, once more, did you give us a time frame for Fayetteville? I heard for North Carolina, I think. Did you have a time frame for Fayetteville when we would receive our amounts of the vaccine?
I do not know the exact time frame. I know that those medical centers that are statewide, all 53 of them, one of which is our hospital here, Cape Fear Valley Medical Center, they're expecting vaccine, it seems like any day now, but I hesitate to try to second guess the shipping process.
Okay.
I think it's important to emphasize that these are going to be baby steps with very small batches to begin with until this giant distribution process starts roaring.
Whenever, is there a plan that when we do get our crop, how the distributions will take place? Will they be going to different doctors throughout the county, or is it going to be 1 or 2 locations where everyone can go? Have we gotten that far yet for Fayetteville, for Cumberland County?
Yes, sir. I don't want to speak out of turn or try to speak for Dr. Green in the health department, but I can at least point to the fact that they have agreements in place with medical providers at all levels and so forth throughout the county. That'll be one source of it. And I think we will just kind of turn to her when we can have her come back and talk about the specifics of the plan.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
So-
But I do get that question quite often.
Mr. Bullard, if I may, today, the city manager and I were on a call, and so just to get a little bit of explanation of how it does go, is that the vaccines will come straight to the hospital first, and the frontline workers that are taking care of COVID patients will be the first ones in line to get it. And then it will move down from there. And, you know, that talks about EMS workers, EMT workers, so it goes down that line. And then once the hospital gets it, then it moves on to the health departments, and then it will be dispersed that way. I will say there is a very good, they have got control of how the logistics of it. I was very impressed of the logistics. And I think if we can all just hold out and do the right thing for the next 2 weeks, we will see a turn because the vaccine is here and people will be getting vaccine. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Bullard, and I apologize if I did. Next
No, ma'am.
is
Thank you for your comments.
Councilmember Kinston.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Chief Bull, I just had one question, and it's more for clarity. Can you tell us at what age that a child should be wearing a mask?
I have seen different criteria. I think the last one I saw that above the age of 5, some of the educational settings were requiring it. I would have to divert back and look at what the latest and greatest is, and I can get you an answer on that. I just don't, I guess there's a layer of context to it as well, and I'm not really sure without looking at what the current latest guidance is, how to answer that question. Ideally, the health department is the true expert in that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Pro
Yes,
Tem.
ma'am. We'll be glad to follow up if you would like offline, and we'll get an answer so that can be out there.
Thank you, Councilmember Kinston. Councilmember Ingram.
Thank you, Mr. Bullard, and thank you for continuously giving us updates. I have a question as far as it relates to the curfew that we are under. I know that it is extending until January 8th. Given the fact that we are getting, it'll go past New Year's, do you see it to be as a benefit for the city to go into its own curfew for New Year's?
I hesitate to deviate too much from what Governor Cooper has in place. That would take a great deal of input from the public health experts on how that might be improved or better. I can't really envision what that looks like at this point, because ultimately, with the holiday gatherings and stuff we have coming on board, we need to, I guess, try to educate and encourage compliance rather than try to maybe take our own route at trying to be enforcement heavy or try to be a little draconian in that manner.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Bullard, again, like always, thank you for all your information and keeping us updated on, you know, our COVID-19, our 2020, and we look forward to hopefully 2021 with us moving the needle and everybody stay healthy. So thank you very much. So,
Yes, ma'am. Be safe and well.
thank you. So next, we have Councilmember Banks Mclaughlin. She has an announcement.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'll make it quick. I just really wanted to thank everyone that came out this past Saturday. I put together a Santa and Friends drive-through where we distributed goodie bags for the children. We had Santa there along with myself as Mrs. Claus, reindeers, elves, and so forth. So I just wanted to thank those who came out to participate in the event, and to also acknowledge and thank Trace and Elite along with New Life Bible Church. And I also wanted to thank Las Amigas Incorporated. They reached out to me and participating and giving back to some of the nursing homes here in Fayetteville, and as well as Rayford, North Carolina, and the homeless community. They were collecting socks as well as blankets. The last conversation I had since Saturday, they reached a little over 150 blankets to give back to the community. So I just wanted to just acknowledge those again who came out to participate, and just wanted to let everybody know what took place. And again, thanking everybody, because this is a season of giving, and the community came together and we did just that. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Banks McLaughlin. Now, Councilmember Ingram.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so first announcement that I have two, and I'll make it very briefly. First announcement, I want to congratulate Councilmember Kingston. She is officially a military mom. Her son recently, I think it was today, graduated his military class, the 1-78 Field Artillery Battalion Advanced Individual Training. And I know she's extremely proud of him, and so I wanted to commend her in this time of having to put her child through this and being away during COVID, as he makes that great sacrifice to serve this country and our city. Second, I want to wish everybody a happy holidays, to my council members, my colleagues, and staff, and thank everybody for all they have done in the midst of this pandemic. And I hope that our citizens are remaining safe at home. I know this has been an extremely rough year for everyone, those who have lost, some have gained, but we wish you a very happy holiday and a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Ingram. Anybody else? All right, let's get started. All right, I need to get an approval of the agenda. I have first by Councilmember Dawkins, and I have a second from Ingram. All those in favor? Oh, what? Yes, right. Then I go to consent. All those in favor?
Mayor Pro Tem, I believe there was an item on the agenda that there was an interest in removing that item. If so, we need a motion to remove that item.
Yes, okay. I apologize. I thought we were going to, I apologize. My fault.
My apologies.
Yes, Councilmember Ingram?
Yes, I would like to, if it's all right with Councilmember Dawkins, I'd like to make a friendly amendment to that motion. I would like to remove item 9.01 from the agenda. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That is my second.
Thank you, City Attorney. So, excuse me?
So that was the approval of the agenda with the removal of item 9.01?
Yes. And for the one that we want to pull in consent, that's next time, right?
That would be next on the consent.
Okay. All right. I'm calling for your vote, please.
I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem, the clerk wanted to clarify who was the second. Was that Ms. Councilmember Ingram?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm testing my mic this evening.
All right, so I've hit the button that I'm sitting at, so is that okay, or do I need to move over? Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Sorry. Councilmember Banks McLaughlin, your vote?
I'm sorry, I was trying to hit the hand button. I was gonna ask if, Council Member, Kingston, if I can make a friendly, amendment to approve the agenda for up and down vote for 9.01.
We're pulling it.
The motion on the floor is to remove the item.
Okay, I apologize. I guess I comprehended that wrong. Okay.
Your vote, please.
Red.
Councilmember Wright?
Red.
Okay, thank you. So that is Mayor Pro Tem Jensen, Ingram, Hare, Kinston, and Davis, and Dawkins for, Wright, and Banks McLaughlin against. Thank you, Council. Okay, could I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Councilmember Hare?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the change of pulling item 6.06 for a public hearing.
So, Councilmember Hare, perhaps the easier way to do it would be to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 6.06, and then when we get to that item, make your motion for the public hearing.
So move.
Councilmember Dawkins with a second. Okay, could everybody please vote? Councilmember Wright?
Green.
Councilmember Banks McLaughlin?
Green.
Okay. I'm waiting on everybody. All right. That is unanimous for those present. Thank you, Councilmember Ingram, for keeping me in line here. Okay, so let's go back to,
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to pull item 6.06 to make it a public hearing item, please.
I've got a second from Councilmember Davis. All right, any discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. Councilmember Banks McLaughlin?
Green.
Councilmember Wright?
Green.
Okay, I've got everybody. All right, that is unanimous for those that are present. All right, now we are going to move on to the public forum.
Mayor Pro Tem, the public forum shall last for no longer than 15 minutes. The Mayor shall have the discretion to extend the public forum for up to 30 minutes. Each speaker shall have up to 3 minutes to address the Council on issues related to the City of Fayetteville. No time will be yielded to any speaker by another speaker. Mayor Pro Tem, we have 7 speakers signed up for this evening. Our first speaker is Mr. Robert Walls.
Good evening, Mr. Walls. Could you please state your name and your address? Okay, Mr. Walls is not on.
Okay. Our next speaker is Mr. Michael Pinkston.
Good evening, Mr. Pinkston. Could you state your full name and your address?
Yes, Michael Pinkston, 7019 Calamar Drive, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 28301. Good evening, Madam Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members. For the last 6 months, we have been doing...
Mr. Pinkston, if I may, I apologize for interrupting. You might want to turn down, I think it might be a TV or something, or someone.
Okay, well, I'm actually...
Oh, you're at work. Okay, that makes sense. I apologize. Go ahead.
So I know we've been dueling for about the last 6 months, but regarding the market house, but I thought I would try something a little bit more gentler this time. And so it's still regarding the market house, but let's go back to March 1825. It's the only time the Marquis de Lafayette had visited Fayetteville, and it was a very brief visit at that. During the Marquis's visit, everybody wanted to throw a banquet. Everybody wanted to do nice things for him, but his attention was drawn toward the market house. And at the market house, he was intrigued by the architecture, but also he wanted a meal. And so around the market house, there was a young lady that lived in there. Her name was Mary. Now, her origin was of great controversy, but it's clear to say that her origins definitely were of color. What was unknown at the time was that she was a great cook of French cuisine. So she was talked into preparing this elaborate feast for the Marquis de Lafayette. By our standards, it would have been dinner. But the Marquis was so impressed with the chef, as he called it, that he said, who is this person? So Mary got to meet the Marquis de Lafayette, and from that point on, and forevermore, she became known as French Mary. Now, Marquis loved the meal so well that he ended up giving a farewell to Fayetteville. He said, may it receive all the encouragement and attain all the prosperity that it anticipated, for grateful wishes from the Marquis de Lafayette. Now, the story doesn't end there. French Mary had 3 sons, the last of which was a Louis Leary. Leary ended up going to West Virginia and joining John Brown's Underground Railroad. He died in a battle, but the amazing thing is the market house is the center. Without the market house, there would be no Lafayette, there would be no French Mary, there would be no Mr. Leary. The market house is a wonderful place, and this is just one of many stories. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pinkston.
Our next speaker is Mr. Roderick Haynes.
Good evening, Mr. Haynes. Is he on the line?
No.
Okay, next.
Okay, our next speaker is Miss Kathy Greggs.
Is she on the line? Good evening,
Hello,
Miss Greggs.
my name is Kathy Greggs, and my address is 4607 Woodline Drive, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 28314. I just want to say hello to everyone on the council, and I also have some comments to see exactly what's taking so long for us to move forward in our city of Fayetteville when it comes to a citizen review board. Today, Governor Cooper got over 200 recommendations from the governor's task force. Some of those recommendations did come from Fayetteville PAC, as well as other statewide partners at Fayetteville do address issues with police accountability. We are here because we believe that the people have spoken when it comes to having a citizen review board. We also believe, based on 2012, when our city was sued from the PBA to the mayor because of driving while black, which, by the way, based on the stats that we have in North Carolina of stopping and traffic violations, is going to come to the same exact end of the road when it comes to suing the city of Fayetteville for driving while black. We need to make a stand. We need to make a difference. And this is something that the people have demanded and not asking anymore. You are paid by the city and you are paid by the citizens. The citizens are telling you that you need to move forward with a citizens review board and quit procrastinating and using platforms to initiate your own. We need to make sure that we are here for the city and that the city and the people have spoken on what they want, not for what you want. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Miss Carolyn Hamilton.
Miss Hamilton? Okay. Could you please state your name and address?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Carolyn Hamilton, and my address is 363 Tucson, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Mr. DJ Hare. It's the mayor on the phone. Mayor Mitch Coleman. Chief Tina V. Hawkins, are you there? I am being discriminated in Fayetteville, North Carolina. On July the 8th, I was chased down Yakin Road after leaving Dr. Mansfield's office. The guy went right into Fort Bragg. I reported this to the police. They came and made a police report. The police is writing up false police report. On July the 10th, my car was vandalized. On July the 14th, my car was vandalized again. It was shot up. I had no clue that it was shot up, and it is total loss. Officer Breach, and that's B-R-E-A-C-H, and Officer James, like J-A-M-E-S, walked up on my property picking up bullet shells. I am being victimized in Fayetteville, North Carolina. My life is being threatened. They are threatening my family life. And Mr. DJ Hare, you're aware of all of this stuff that is going on. Now, to the point, Mr. DJ Hare, he refuses to email me an invitation to the Zoom Christmas party, which I've not missed one in 4 years. Mr. DJ, you are discriminating against me. Along with the Fayetteville Police Department, Chief Tina V. Hawkins, you're writing up wrong reports. I contacted the Adult Protective Services because I'm being victimized in my life and bullied in this house. And then the police report is wrote up wrong. You are writing up wrong police reports. You are victimizing my life. You are the hate to give. And I was invited to the hate to give by Dr. Anthony Wade. Mr. DJ Hare, within the city, Mr. Bobby Hill, which is supposed to be the security for the city watch neighborhood. He was aggressive to me. I stopped to his house to speak to him about these crimes that's against me, and he threatened me. He's very violent, Mr. DJ Hare. And also, Mr. DJ Hare, Mr. Terry Johnson did the same thing. And you all know me from this meetings. I want you to send me an email with the invite to the Christmas party, Mr. DJ Hare, or should I say elder, and I want you to stop violating my life. I was chased down the road. I was threw out of a church in front of the congregation with a deputy that had a gun that could have shot somebody. Now, we all know what's going on here. You're going to stop violating my life. Do you understand me? You will stop violating my life in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Dr. Anthony Wade, the quality of life. I was invited to the hate to give, not to become the hate to give. Mr. DJ Hare, I want you to send me an invite to the city Christmas party for the Fox Hill area immediately. And Jennifer, put me on the next meeting. Thank you. My name is Carolyn Hamilton, and I am being victimized in Fayetteville.
Thank you. Our next speaker?
Our next speaker is Mr. Mohammad.
Good evening. Could you please state your name and your address? Is he on the line?
He is. We're waiting for him to unmute himself.
Okay, thank you.
Imam Iranimi Smith Mohammad, founder of the Fayetteville Muslim community, a real key Fayetteville State University Bronco alumni, and the key Bronco alumni in the entire country. Giving the greetings to all my brothers and sisters there. Clearly, you can reach me at 2700 Murchison Road here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We are very honored and pleased that Fayetteville is making so much tremendous progress. Remember what Scripture says. We have these discussions, but the way you run is blessed with my team, the North Carolina Legislative Black Caucus. We let the whole world know that the Legislative Black Caucus, my team, we bring in God before we bring in anybody. We give God the praise and the glory. So this evening, as many times in the past, where I've been going to the city council meetings almost 30 years, and the Fayetteville State University, my school, Board of Trustees, leads for 35 years. So this evening, we want to come up with solutions. The money is here in the city, almost $5 billion, in the Legislative Black Caucus, and President Barack Obama has helped me bring to this city and this area. We are growing like crazy. Clearly, we want y'all to get involved. And I know my young brothers and sisters on the city council consider yourself young. But with the young people we train, you're getting older. You're getting older. So let's look at it. We want to continue to bring in the high-speed rail train from Washington, D.C. to Fayetteville, Raleigh, Durham, to Fayetteville on the way to Wilmington. The land has already been bought. The land has already been bought and paid for. We want to continue to make sure that you understand, as one of the main founders of the 295 Business Leaders in the Fayetteville Observer newspaper in 1993, 94, 95, we're going to continue to build and complete that, and we give thanks and respect to Elaine Marshall, Secretary of State. The baseball stadium, all that good work of the Fayetteville State University Key Bronco alumni. We Broncos at Fayetteville State University, we don't take the low road, we take the high road. And I want the city council to understand you got to think bigger. You must think bigger. Catesville River there, we want to develop that immediately this coming summer. Just like in Boston, Massachusetts, Harvard University, they race the boats up and down at the Charles River. We want that done here in Fayetteville. That's one of the main reasons that we work so hard to develop Fayetteville like Raleigh and Durham, but particularly the baseball stadium in Durham and the transportation hub in Durham. You go to Durham, you see the same thing. So let's move forward, but include more of the young people. The brother who just spoke, I'm honored to hear his voice. When our people have pain, they come to me. Most of y'all know that by now. And we report it not to the Fayetteville and WSCC, but the national.
Thank you. Do we have any more speakers?
Yes, ma'am. We have one final speaker, Mr. Sean Mcmillan.
Good evening, Mr. Mcmillan. If you could state your name and your address.
Good evening, Sean Mcmillan, 6024 Golden Rain Drive. Bottom line up front, our community needs a civilian police oversight authority, a CPOA, and a CRB. Tonight, we repeat calls for the mayor and the city council to take aggressive action in resourcing and implementing a 4-member CPOA in accordance with proposals previously made by Fayetteville PACT. In July, we spent close to 3 hours explaining to you why permanent hires, credentialed oversight practitioners are the best arbiters and stewards of an eventual CRB. We cautioned against in placing an ineffective advisory body with no real permanence, expertise, or authority. Since then, we've watched council members Davis and Dawkins especially continue to push for the very thing that has failed repeatedly in other cities, as if our previous demands for effective justice had fallen on deaf ears. We can't allow selective amnesia regarding the demands of the community. Tonight marks the 6th time we've spoken to the Fayetteville City Council in the last 15 months. 15 months of council appearances is nothing compared to the years of anguish that Najee Hagan's family has experienced since he was shot in the back by FPD Officer Aaron Hunt in 2013. We say Najee's name just as fervently as we say that of George Floyd. And we add others who were slain by police or died in custody locally. Shakur McNair, Joshua Oxendine, Trevor Smotherman, Adrian Roberts, and Wendy Sutton. We add the names of the living impacted by alleged police misconduct, Rashada Everett, Timothy Smith Jr., Gerard Atkinson, and we'll also add Ms. Hamilton, the earlier caller. It remains a fact that there is still no independent civilian oversight in place to address grievances on behalf of the community. Council, it's your duty to establish a system that corrects that injustice. For the public listening, we need you to ask your representatives, what are you currently doing to establish a CPOA and a CRB in Fayetteville? Why on earth are we running so hard just to stay in place? PACT is willing to meet with any and all council members in order to establish a CPOA and a CRB. We'd also like to thank the council members who have reached out to us in recent weeks. We're on your side, and pushing for this puts you on the side of the community. We'll leave you with the words of Dr. King. He's a moral leader whose fight extended beyond that which is rhetorical. He moved beyond words. He fought for, bled for, and died to enact policy change in cities throughout the South. Dr. King said, never, never be afraid to do what's right. Society's punishments are small compared to the ones we inflict on our soul when we look the other way. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We have no further speakers.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we will go to 8.0, and that is part of the public hearing. So I need to open the public hearing. Is that correct? Nope, not yet. I'm sorry, I will turn it over to Mr. Freeman and the city clerk.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem, members of the Commission, Taurus Freeman, Planning Zoning Division Manager. Tonight we have one special use permit case that will be presented by the applicant with actions to be taken by the City Council. Jennifer Baptiste is serving as our professional planner for the evening. Also, City Attorney Karen McDonald will be advising the board on legal and procedural questions. At this time, we shall swear in the applicants.
The applicants are Ms. Letitia Everett, Ms. Evelyn Clark, and Mr. Victor Clark. If you could all stand, please, and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
We will now begin with the evidentiary hearing.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Baptiste, Senior Planner with Development Services. This is case number P20-41F. The request is for a special use permit to operate a child care center at 1208 Cedar Creek Road. The property is currently zoned SF6. The applicant is Evelyn Clark. The owner of the property is Lynn Care Rest Home, Inc. The property is located in District 2. At this time, staff and the Zoning Commission are recommending approval of the application. As you can see from the subject property map, this property is located directly off of Cedar Creek Road. This property is just south of City of Fayetteville's Fire Station 16. Right here, directly behind the fire station, is Creekside Assisted Living. Across the street from the subject property is single-family residential. And this parcel right here to the south and to the west is currently located in the county's, under the county's jurisdiction. So this property is the last property on Cedar Creek that is actually in the city. According to the zoning map, you can see that across the street, across Cedar Creek Road is SF15 zoning district. This property is currently zoned SF6, and just to the north of the property are both SF15 and SF6 zoning districts. Again, to the south and to the west of the property are properties that are in Cumberland County's jurisdiction. According to the future land use map, this parcel should be developed as low-density residential. Low-density residential is defined as accommodating mainly single-family residential with some support services. The subject property was previously used as a pediatric medical office until about 2019, when that use closed. The building was constructed in 1991 and is approximately 2,238 square feet. A preliminary TRC review has been conducted for the site, and only minor comments were received by the applicant. There are development standards that are associated with this use. The majority of the development standards have already been taken into compliance by the applicant, being that they needed to look into the parking circulation and making sure there was an appropriate distance separation. So that's already been taken care of. The remaining development standards won't be taken care of until after the SUP is issued, and those standards involve dealing with the Department of Health and Human Services standards for a child daycare center. Again, to the north of the property is the city of Fayetteville's Fire Station 16. To the south and to the west are undeveloped properties in Cumberland County. And to the east, there is a single-family residential neighborhood. This use is separated from the single-family neighborhood by Cedar Creek Road, which is a 4-lane highway. This highway will provide a natural buffer between this use and the residential across the street. Should the applicant provide the appropriate evidence that aligns with earlier documentation, the zoning and planning staff recommends approval of the proposed SUP based on the proposed SUP implements the policies adopted in the Unified Development Ordinance. The construction, it should not be townhomes, the use is allowed in the SF6 and will not detract from the overall area. The proposed SUP ensures that new development is compatible with the future land use plan, and there are no other factors which will substantially affect the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare. Staff is available for any questions that the council may have during their public hearing. The applicant is also here to address any questions or concerns that council may have.
All right, I'm opening up the public hearing. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, ma'am. Our first speaker is Miss Letitia Everett.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Jensen, and City Council members. My name is Leticia Everett. I'm the Program Director representing tonight. My address is 4523 Ruby Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 28311. The special use complies with all applicable standards in Section 34C, use-specific standards. We will meet all guidelines. The special use is compatible with the character of surrounding lands and the use permitted in zoning districts of surrounding lands. The use is compatible with the overall area as it is used that can support the adjacent neighborhood. The special use avoids significant adverse impact on surrounding lands regarding service delivery, parking, loading, odors, noise, glare, and vibrations. The current site is existing, and any addition to the site will have to meet the requirements of the UDO. The site has significant on-site parking adjacent to the building. The special use is configured and minimal adverse effect, including the visual impacts of the proposed use of the adjacent lands. The site is already developed and has been in the area since 1991 and has generally always been used as a commercial site. The special use avoids significant deterioration of water and air resources, wildlife, and other natural resources. The property is already developed, and proposed site plan demonstrates how the property meets the requirements of the UDO. The special use material maintains safe ingress and egress onto the site and safe road conditions around the site. This property is located on a major arterial road and will not require new ingress and egress points to accommodate the proposed use. The special use allows for the protection of the property values and ability of neighboring lands to develop the use permitted in zoning district. And this is an existing use, and no documentation has been submitted showing that the property values would be negatively affected. The special use complies with all other relevant city, state, and federal laws. The applicant will be required to meet all applicable standards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Miss Evelyn Clark.
Good evening. I'm just here for questions. I think Lathesis pretty much covered everything.
Okay, thank you. Our next speaker is Mr. Victor Clark.
Likewise, I think that Ms. Everett has covered everything, and we're just also here for questioning. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no further speakers.
Okay, I've closed the public hearing. I'm Councilmember Ingram.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to approve the special use permit. I'd like to make the motion to approve the special use permit.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, I have Mr. Wright as a second. Councilmember Wright, I apologize. And I have, Councilmember Hare, was that a question or was that that was a second, okay. So, I have a question from Councilmember Dawkins.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I do have questions of staff, and it may be for City Attorney. In our staff presentation, twice the term was used, the land or the property beside this is under the jurisdiction of the county. I need a refresher about ETJ, extraterritorial jurisdiction. I thought that city manager that we had like 1 mile to 2 miles from each of our borders. Is this land inside the city that abuts this property, or is it, if you would explain when you talked about the county having jurisdiction over this land beside the property being considered?
This parcel right here in the white area, that is Cumberland County. This parcel is the last parcel on Cedar Creek Road that is in the city of Fayetteville.
So does the extraterritorial jurisdiction come into play here, Madam City? It does not.
No, that would mainly come into effect if they were trying to annex a parcel. Then we would look at whether it is in the MIA.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's call for the vote.
Mayor Pro Tem, I
sorry.
think Mr. Freeman,
We need a little further explanation on the motion.
Okay.
to incorporate the 8 findings of fact.
Councilmember Ingram.
Sorry, I was pushing my button instead of pushing it. My apologies. I would like to approve, I would like to motion to approve the special use permit to include all 8 findings of fact. Thank you, Madam Attorney.
Yes, I concur.
All right, I have a first and I have a second. I'm calling for the vote. Please place your vote. Councilmember Wright, I'm assuming your vote is?
Green.
Councilmember Banks McLaughlin?
Green.
All right. And that is unanimous with those that are present and on Zoom. All right, let's go to 8.02. Thank you so much for coming.
Mayor Pro Tem, members of council, tonight you have an annexation public hearing. I'll briefly give you an overview of the area and our recommendation, and then I think a few persons are perhaps logged in to speak. This is regarding a case out at the I-95 exit 49 interchange area. There's a proposal to build a new Spring Hill Suites motel there. It'll be on the eastern side of Judson Church Road. So this is on the far side of I-95 rather than the closer to the downtown area side of Cedar Creek Road. The application was turned in by a gentleman from Chow and Associates out of Columbia, South Carolina, named Mr. Futter. The future owner of this property will be Mr. Nick Patel. The property is currently owned by Mr. Carter and his wife, Misty Carter. It's only 1/2 acre. It's very small. This is a vicinity map showing the overall area. The area in yellow is inside the city of Fayetteville. The red line is the current city limits. See if I can get my cursor across here. This is I-95, sorry. And this is Cedar Creek Road, and this is Judson Church Road, and the area that's being requested for annexation is outlined in the blue line here. To the right of there is the main part of the motel site, which is already inside the city. There's currently a large truck repair building there, but it's our understanding that if this project goes through, that will be removed, and then the new motel will be built on this overall site, which is hatched in red and also denoted in blue. But the only part that we're bringing to you tonight for annexation is the area in blue. I'll just give you a quick tour down the road to see it. This is the view from Judson Church Road at Cedar Creek Road. And some brand new motels have recently been built out there. It looks quite nice. I'm going to go, down Judson Church Road. We're headed towards the zoning sign, which is posted down there about 200 yards. The area that is being asked to be annexed is right behind the two zoning signs. It's only 1/2 acre. It's right alongside the road, and this is an even closer up look at it. Again, the main part of the site will be over to the right of where you're seeing here, and that will be where the motel is. It's envisioned, according to the preliminary plans, that a stormwater pond and an entranceway will be built on this land that's being requested for annexation. So this is our legal description map. So just a couple of considerations we always go through. Is the area contiguous? Yes. Is it owned by the persons who signed the petition? Our real estate division has looked at that and determined that yes, it is. Can our departments provide services? Yes. Can PwC provide services? Yes. Although this little piece will really not need water and sewer. So we typically have a couple of options for you. Number one there is to adopt the ordinance with an effective date tonight. Other options, if you're going to approve it, are to set the effective date later on. And these are all set by state law. Fourth option would be do not annex it. And fifth would be to table it if you have questions. The staff does recommend approval, that you annex this area effective tonight, December 14th, and that you go ahead and initially zone it consistent with the consent item that was in your agenda earlier tonight that took care of the zoning of the 1/2 acre lot. You also had another rezoning case in your consent agenda that took care of the larger part that will be developed with the actual motel building. So we recommend that you approve this based on the fact that it is sufficient, the petition. It meets all the standards. It can be served, and there'd be a very slight positive budget impact for the city as shown in your action memo. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer before we go into the public hearing.
I am not seeing any questions. Very good. Okay, so any slight bit of income is a good bit of income. So with that being said, I'll open up the public hearing.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem, we have 4 speakers signed up for this item. The first speaker is Mr. Jim Futter.
Yes, this is James Footer with Chow and Associates. We've pretty much gone through all the conditions for approval and ask that you approve this property.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker is Mr. Nick Patel. If you could please state your name and address for the record, sir.
Yes, this is Nick Patel, 2101 Duck Hunter Point, Florence, South Carolina, 29501. As Mr. Futter just said, we have it. The presentation explained what we are trying to do there. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them, but we'd love to have this property annexed into the city along with the adjacent parcel that's already part of the city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker is Misty Carter.
Is she on?
I don't have her name. No.
Okay. Our next speaker is Mr. Terry Carter.
And he is not on either.
Okay. We have no further speakers then.
Okay. I will close the public hearing and I will look to council. I will look to council for action. Councilmember Ingram?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to make a motion to adopt the annexation ordinance with the effective date of December 14th, 2020, and include approval of the final action consistent with the prior action of the zoning.
I have a first by Councilmember Ingram and a second by Councilmember Kinston. Do I have any discussion? Is that okay? I look for you for a vote.
Councilmember Banks McLaughlin has her hand raised.
I apologize. Councilmember Banks McLaughlin?
No problem. It was a second, but it's green for me.
Okay. Councilmember Wright? Your vote, Councilmember Wright? Okay, so we do have a quorum, so I am going to go ahead and, oh, I hit the wrong button, so you can see. That is unanimous with those present. Before we go for an adjournment, I would like to wish everybody a happy holidays and thank you for your patience with me tonight. And everybody stay safe. If you have somebody come to your house, have them tested. And again, thank you. And City Manager, did you have something? Okay. Move to adjourn. Everybody stay safe and have a happy New Year.